UFO going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
In recent years, UFO sightings have been a common occurrence. While some sightings are unarguably extraordinary, some are downright comical. However, not many are aware of the early sightings of UFOs in the past century, and further few know about the incredible sightings of Foo Fighters of World War II. On the night of November 27, 1944, a lone aircraft from the 415th Night Fighter Squadron was flying over the Rhine Valley in Germany, searching for bombers returning from their missions. While scanning the night sky for potential targets, radar operator Myers notices a series of bright orange lights flying past them. Thinking that they might be under anti-aircraft fire, the crew takes evasive maneuvers, only to realize with horror that the lights were now heading straight back at them. The crew soon found themselves unable to comprehend what these mysterious objects actually were. Myers would later go on to claim, "The lights seemed to be under intelligent control, moving erratically and occasionally flying in formation with our aircraft." Assuming that the orbs were some kind of German superweapon, the crew gave chase, only to realize that the orange lights were far more agile than they could have ever imagined. Eventually, the lights disappeared into the night sky at, quote, tremendous velocity, leaving the crew in awe. The phenomena would later be termed as Foo Fighters by Myers himself, who drew inspiration from a popular comic book of that era called Smokey Stover, which had a catchphrase, "Where there's Foo, there's fire." However, the validity of the sighting was questioned by some, who suggested that this whole incident might have been an effect of combat stress. Unfortunately, this skepticism affected the credibility of the pilots, and many others may have remained silent about their own sightings out of the fear of being ridiculed. But how would you attribute such a sighting as a psychological phenomena when over 100 people report witnessing it simultaneously? Less than a month later, on December 22, 1944, a flight of B-17s returning from a bombing mission over Germany would witness the lights again. The bright lights appeared out of nowhere, flying in perfect formation above them. One of the bomber crews later reported, "They appeared to be the size of basketballs and displayed an uncanny intelligence behind their movements." As they watched in amazement, suddenly a few of the objects flew right through the bomber formation, alarming the crew. Despite their efforts to down the unknown objects, they were unsuccessful, as the objects would simply dodge the incoming fire. After 10 more minutes of following the bombers, the bright lights finally disappeared into the blue sky from where they came. Unarguably, this would be the most credible sighting of the war, but even this pales in comparison with the longest ever recorded sighting, which coincidentally was the first confirmed sighting of the war as well. On the night of September 1941, a Polish merchant vessel, SS Pulaski, was traveling in the Indian Ocean carrying British troops. Two sailors on the ship, whilst roaming the deck, witnessed something they would never forget. It was a strange globe glowing with greenish light, about half the size of the full moon as it appeared to us, claimed one of the sailors. The sailors' curiosity soon caught the attention of a British officer, who along with them watched the object for over an hour. During that time, the object made erratic movements, darting back and forth and changing directions frequently, leaving the watchers puzzled for life. This sighting from 1941 was one of the first confirmed sightings of the Foo Fighters during World War II. Once the knowledge of these incredible stories reached back home, the newspapers ran wild with speculations, and people desperately hunted for explanations that would satisfy their newfound curiosity. A plethora of explanations would come to light, some of which were highly plausible and some less so. Given the credibility and professional pedigree of the people witnessing these incredible observations, fake or false information was quickly ruled out. Although psychological effects were definitely considered as a cause, the stress of combat can have a substantial effect on individuals who sustained them. Hence, some experts would go on to positively claim these sightings to be nothing but manifestations of combat stress. These pilots might have seen or heard things that weren't really there as a result of intense and stressful conditions of war. One of the most sought after explanation attributed to the Foo Fighters was of German secret weapons. By the time reports of Foo Fighters came into public, the concept of German super weapons like the Me-262, V-1, V-2 rockets, etc. had become common knowledge and were considered by many as possible war-winning weapons, even though their actual combat use didn't really result in changing the tide of war. Hence, it was not far off imagination that the top scientists of Third Reich might have succeeded in creating a gravity-defying wonder weapon. Although one crucial factor that throws a wrench in the workings of this explanation is the fact that none of the Foo Fighter sightings resulted in damage or shooting down of Allied aircrafts and assets. In my opinion, that rules out Foo Fighters as a German weapon of war at least. Some researchers have also proposed that Foo Fighters were actually a natural phenomena, such as ball lightning or St. Elmo's fire. These atmospheric electrical phenomena are known to occur in some parts of the world and could explain some of the strange lights reported by the pilots. Although being plausible to be a natural phenomena, the sightings were also captured on radar, which cannot be attributed to a natural occurrence. But out of all these, the most obvious conclusion majority of the people get drawn to is of course aliens. While there is no concrete evidence to support this theory, it still remains to be a plausible explanation. War often inspires curiosity, and what if the reasons for these visitations was to observe our conflicts? The erratic movements, intelligent controls, and seemingly unimaginable technological prowess of these objects point only to extraterrestrial origins. Moreover, the actions conducted by these objects were more akin to surveillance and seemed like they were gathering observations. I would place my bets on it either being a natural phenomena or aliens. Both are highly plausible, and to a degree, psychological explanations also make sense for some of the cases. But what do you think might be the actual case for these incredible sightings? And speaking of incredible, find out how this World War II fighter aircraft was designed to be a bomber in this video here. Thank you for watching.